Hello and welcome to Ageless Rock, a channel for megalithic fans with megalithic lens to see things from a different perspective. In the previous video, I presented the Moat Temple of Bantiye Chamar. This video is about the Beret of Bantiye Chamar, a monumental construction that went under the radar of tourism. Although we have little or no clue who constructed this, archaeologists gave the credit to King Jayavarman VII. This beret is so vast, it is common to read that it was dug out as reservoir for agriculture. This beret is located very close to Thailand. It is very hard to imagine that such a massive construction in the late 12th century could have escaped written history, and knowledge handed down from generation to generation doesn't seem to exist today. This beret is definitely connected to the Moat Temple like yin and yang pairing concept. The Moat Temple has lots of land while the Mabon has lots of water. These two monuments are connected at the landing stage, but lacking in the usual gods and demons pulling Naga balustrade type of causeway. Because the structures are so enormous, the aerial view makes them look like they are very close. The east entrance is actually about 650 meters away from the landing stage. The inner moat of Bantiye Chamar and the beret perimeter are not perfectly aligned like what I would expect. This beret is very big. It measures 1,600 meters long by 800 meters wide. This is an astounding 1.28 million square meters of land, where the trees must first be chopped down prior to making way for a colossal water tank. Digging even 1 meter deep is an astronomical undertaking with primitive tools. The inner island temple is rather unique. It is not an obvious straight line. This rectangular island measures about 380 meters long by 250 meters wide. But this island is a unique island. It is a moat temple island. Prasat Mabon Bantiye Chamar is a temple in a moat in a beret. This Mabon is rather unique because the outline is wavy instead of straight. Archaeologists are not sure why it is like that, but I think it looks like two serpents and probably meant to represent two Nagas. If this wavy moat is a representation of intertwined Nagas, then I am even more sure that it is a structure that has to do with health, just like the symbol of caduceus. Bantiye Chamar beret comes with a structure we call landing stage. It is a platform with lions facing east, just like the one in Serah Serang beret. In my previous video, I presented Serah Serang beret, which we have no clue what it is for. Since it is so awesome, we call it the King's Pool. It has an impressive landing stage where tourists flock to see the sun sets. Bantiye Chamar has an even more impressive landing stage. It has 8 lions where one was discovered buried but completely intact without any damage. The Naga balustrades fence around the top platform, while the side of the platform comes with carvings, which seems to suggest water level is not meant to reach so high. But by comparison, Bantiye Chamar is approximately 4 times larger in terms of area size. So if Serah Serang is King's Pool, then Bantiye Chamar must be King Kong's Pool. They both have landing stages located a little lower at the center of the eastern wall. The puzzling question why they were tilted about 5 degrees to the north remains unanswered. On a monsoon rain season, this beret will accumulate so much water it will look like a lake. But this beret is not meant to contain water to irrigate agricultural fields because there is no drainage system. If it was ever meant to be for agriculture, it will be used during dry season where the water will slowly seep away to lower ground, leaving a vast area of fertile and wet surface for paddy farmers to make use of the existing soil. This beret is so vast, it is even hard to maintain. You have to think about weeding out aquatic plants every year just to keep the panoramic view of a lake. Since Banteay Cemar is on much higher ground, where the slope is leading towards Tonle Sap Lake, the climate here can be pretty wild. The drought season means no rain and water flows southeast. If this is a reservoir for agriculture, the water outlet valves should be on the south side. There will be hundreds of workers removing silt every year to keep up with the depths required to contain water. If you think that this enormous water tank is for worshipping, then you would expect a grand temple of a wavy serpent-looking moat to have a magnificent megalithic temple. But that is not the case. This Mebon with a wavy moat does not seem like a place for regular worship. To row a boat through the beret and then row a boat across the moat to get to the temple doesn't sound like what a monk would do every week. It feels like this place was not meant for regular visits. Monks rowing boats to worship in the megalithic temple doesn't sound like an ancient past activity. This temple is not very big compared to the size of the beret. It is small and incomplete ruin. It has interesting carvings on the wall and is considered a Buddhist temple. If the beret is maintained properly with water contained even during the drought season, and if the temple is partially restored, Banteay Cemar Beret and Mebon have the potential to easily attract 10 times more tourists than today. When we look at these megalithic blocks stacked into a temple and then filled with ornate carvings only highly skilled master craftsmen can do, you have to wonder, did they even have the kind of manpower 1000 years ago? Today, we don't even know where the stones came from. The quarry location is still a mystery. As a quick overview of the topography of the beret, you have a rectangular water tank that slopes toward the northeast. During rainy season, the entire country gets more water than they can handle for 6 months. When it is drought season, this beret is only useful for planting inside for 3 months. The temple in the moat is disproportionately small compared to the entire project. So, with my megalithic lens, I see an insanely huge water tank that is most unlikely for agriculture. It is ridiculously hard to access as a temple for worship. Origin of sandstone is still a mystery. Questionable manpower of skilled and unskilled labor. I think it is time to revisit our human history in relation to Cambodian history. There was a lost civilization where kings and King Kong live in harmony. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this short presentation on Banteay Cemar Beret, which is a big mysterious water tank. See you in the next video and have a wonderful day. Lehai.